I was able to scale my lash business to $10,000 per month within the first 6 months of opening by incorporating a few of these things. I'm going to give you 7 tips that I personally applied to my business that help support its growth and success. I just want to first add though, guys, your self-concept in life is everything, especially when you start a new venture like a business. You need to be aware of where your self-concept is, where your faith and belief in yourself lies, because that is really going to help the trajectory of your business. Pretty much any endeavor in your life. With that being said, let's talk about the things you can physically do within your business outside of your mindset to really see success. First thing I'm going to talk about, and it's the main thing that I really believe helps set my business up for success, and that is to position yourself in an untapped market. Whatever your industry is, there's likely to be 1 or 2 things that are missing that you can capitalize on because you're going to be the first person to do it. For example, with my lash business, I started it back in 2019. Lashes were around and they were quite natural, very basic. I think Russian volume were trending right before I jumped into the industry. And starting a business in Australia in particular, we did not have many, dare I say, any wispy lash artists. But what I realized is that in the more leading countries like America and the UK, all the girlies were jumping on the wispy lashes, the strip lash type of look. Instagram feed was flooded with all this amazing work from these overseas lash techs who were doing these bold, wispy, long lashes, and they looked amazing. And I had realized that in my city in Australia, no one was doing wispy lashes. I think I saw max 3 lash techs that were doing it, and they were nowhere near me. So I said, perfect, I'm going to be that wispy lash tech. I'm going to be the lash tech that caters to everyone's needs. I'm not just going to do volume. I'm not just going to do classic lashes. I'm going to do it all and more. I'm going to hit that target audience for wispy lashes. And so I did. I would take an inspiration pic from a UK lash artist. I practiced it on a client. It was a lot of trial and error. I had to, play around with lengths and curls. I was able to find my footing with the wispy styling, and I started to create custom wispy sets. In that trial period of creating the sets, I was just doing some random ass stuff, honestly. I was putting a 16mm here, a 10mm here, a 13mm there, just random nonsense. It actually created really beautiful masterpieces because I was doing something different and contrasted to the general market. In a sea full of volume lash artists, clients flocked to me. Yes, there were girls that wanted the volume lashes, but there was an untapped market. There was a pool of girls wanting wispy lashes that no one was delivering on. So I came in and I delivered for them. And I'm so glad I jumped on early because wispy lashes now in 2025 are quite big. There are so many amazing wispy lash artists. So take it back 5 years ago, I made sure I was on that train early and really set the foundation for my brand as a lash artist to really specialize in wispy lashes. Whatever market you're in, whether it is a lash industry, do your market research, take a look at what's working, what isn't working, what has and what hasn't been done yet, and slide yourself into the cracks and fill them. Tip number 2, which kind of ties into the wispy lash topic, is you must stay on top of trends. That is what I did from the jump. Volume lashes were there, but the wispy lashes were starting to pick up. I could tell it was going to trend because it was trending overseas. In business, you need to set yourself on top of and away from everyone else to stand out. It's super important. And most importantly, you need to give your clients what they want. And whatever's trending, I can guarantee you that's what they're after. If bottom lashes are in, you better get yourself a bottom lash ebook or something, because those clients are now going to be looking for a lash tech that does bottom lashes. If you're not doing them, girl, they ain't going to be coming to you. Whatever the trend is, position yourself to be at the front of that market so you can attract those clients, because if something is trending, there's going to be a lot of them, okay? There's going to be a lot of clients and you want them to be coming through your doors. So stay active and stay relevant in your field because your clients are chasing the trends and you don't want to be left behind. Tip number 3, never stop upskilling. Upskill yourself to support the new trends. Upskill yourself to what your clients are asking for. Never stop learning because that is the best investment you can do to your business, investing in yourself and your knowledge. When you grow, your business grows, and you can never know too much. Take a master class, get certified 2-3 times if you need to. Learn from an educator that talks about business growth. Learn from an educator that talks about lash retention. As I mentioned with the previous topic, trends are moving, business is moving, your clients are moving, you got to move with it. Okay, you got to keep yourself up to scratch, up to par, so that you don't get left behind. Not only will it help you stay relevant in your business and your field, but it's going to give you more confidence. You're going to feel better in providing that service and skill to your clients. The amount of ebooks I've bought, videos that I've watched, all to fine tune my craft, any amount of money that I spend has not gone to waste. Tip number 4, customer service. Customer service is huge. It is one of the main things that is going to help build your business and create returning clientele. Because if you're not creating a warm and inviting environment for your clients, it's going to entice them to come back, then you won't be seeing them again. and you won't be seeing their money again. And this is a business. So you need to prioritize your customer service to then make your profits. The way I prioritize my clients is by listening to them, taking constructive criticism and applying that to improve my business. If a client comes back complaining because of poor retention, you best believe I'm getting them back on that bed within a matter of a couple days max, and I'm refilling their lashes for free. Again, this is a business. Business, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to take profits and you're also going to take losses, and you need to be okay with that because it's all for the greater good for the business at the end of the day. You don't want a client out there slandering your name, leaving your salon with a negative experience, okay? You don't want them to go and tell people that the lashes fell out after 2 days. That's not a good look. It's going to repel more clients from coming to you. You'd rather a client go out there and say, yeah, the lashes looked amazing. I did have a couple fall out, but she fixed them up for me the next day. Boom, satisfied client. Yes, you had to work an extra maybe 30 to 45 minutes for free filling in those gaps, but that client is going to go out there and spread your name in a positive way, which is going to increase your sales and clientele. I pride myself on integrity. I don't like to take people's money just for the sake of it. It's an exchange. They come, they pay me, they leave with an amazing service and product. That is what business is all about. You have to have a genuine care for your client satisfaction, otherwise your business and clientele are just not going to hold. Think about yourself as a customer. If you've bought something and maybe there's a tear in it or there's a problem, you want to go back and get it exchanged for something intact. So when you go, you don't expect retail assistant to have attitude, to be dismissive or to say, sorry, no refunds. You don't want that, okay? You want your feedback to be valued, you want to be heard, and you want a solution. It's the same thing as a service provider, as a lash tech or whatever industry you're in. You need to value your customers' feedback, take that on board and do better. I've had clients come to me and say they had issues with previous lash artists because they had an issue and the lash tech responded back saying no. Just taking no accountability and kind of putting it all on the client. It is important to stand in your knowledge and experience as a lash tech. So that doesn't mean, you're a pushover, but you don't want to be rude to a client when they're expressing an issue. Client feedback is also going to tell you what you might be needing to improve on as well. Amazing customer service can also include you doing a few little extra things like giving them a free take-home care kit for their lashes, giving them a chocolate or a lolly on their way out, having a little snack bar or a drink bar in your salon for them to indulge in at their appointment. Rewarding loyalty with discount. I love to give my clients a little birthday discount, especially if they're a long-standing client, because I'm truly so grateful for their business. Pour into your clients and they'll pour into you, which will help in the upkeep of running your business successfully. Tip number 5. Business is competitive. Whether you like it or not, you are competing with a bunch of other people in your field. This doesn't mean you need to copy other people or constantly compare yourself. Never do that. That's just going to disrupt your flow and your confidence in your business. Stay in your lane and pour everything into yourself. Remember I mentioned self-concept? It doesn't truly matter what the next person is doing so long as you have faith that you're going to succeed, right? But like I said, aside from the mental and spiritual side of things, there are physical things that we can do to help our business. And one of them is to take what's working and do it better. To be a smart business owner, you really have to be one step ahead a lot of the time. Whether that is looking on the internet for upcoming trends so you can get on early, whether that is doing amazing lashes but at an even better price from the surrounding lash techs in your area, or if there are lash techs that are doing volume lashes, maybe yours are a little bit thicker. Do your market research again and see what's most commonly booked with other lash artists or service providers. What are they posting? That's going to be a really clear indication of what the girls are after. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. If you're looking for someone to build your home, you're going to Google a bunch of brands. You're going to see what houses look the best, what businesses have the best reviews. Does this builder have an amazing supplier that does extra beautiful finishes on the facade? Maybe they've got a marble stone at the front and the other builder, they don't really have photos with marble on the front. You'd go to the builder that's doing a little bit more, that has a little bit more to offer. It doesn't matter your industry, you want to be doing better than the next in regards to skill and resources. Tip number 6, stay unique. Yes, you need to be competitive, but as I said, you don't want to be a copycat. You don't want to just copy what the next person is doing, okay? That's their own style. They have probably worked very hard to fine-tune their brand and their style. So you're not just going to jump in last minute and copy what they're doing and take the credit for that. No, you're going to put in your own hustle, your own work, your own graft, and you're going to find your style. Because as a customer, they like the diversity. You want to be able to attract a niche client who likes you for you and your work for what your work is. Maybe you're really artsy and colorful and you want to do some colorful decals on the lashes, or you want to offer pink lashes because that's what you want to do. Do that. No one else in your area might be doing that. Or maybe someone is doing pink lashes, so you want to offer glitter lashes, for example. There are so many ways to be unique and contrast and be different to the next person. You just want to play around and find what feels most comfortable for you so that you can embody that style and that authenticity for yourself and your business. It's also just about integrity. Don't be lazy. Put in the hard work and you will see the amazing results. Never worth it to copy someone, be a ripoff. That's just embarrassing for yourself. I'll be damned if I'm copying someone's business name or calling one of my lash sets what they call their lash sets, or using the same caption or whatever it is. When I started my business, I searched high and low for a rare business name. There was no one with the name Winked by Cece. I searched Winked by Winked this. In Australia, there was no one. I wasn't just going to be a Lash by Courtney or a Lashes by this. I wanted something unique. The business name itself doesn't carry the business success, but it is part of your brand. So that's just another way you can stand out. Also rest in the fact that there is no one else like you. Tap into your own unique self and qualities and see what you can bring to your business. How can you express yourself in your unique way? Once you find your security within that, it doesn't matter what the next person is doing, because you know that you have an amazing service and product to offer in your unique style, and it's going to attract the clients that are aligned to you. Last tip is use quality everything. Don't cheap out on nothing. There are a few things you can buy on AliExpress and Amazon and stuff like that, which are the disposable things, depending on your business as well. As a lash artist, we use spoolies, lip brush applicators for our liquids, tape, stuff like that. A lot of the quality is pretty much the same across the board, so you can jump online and get some cheap stuff. But the lashes themselves, the tweezers, the glue, even the gel pads, you want them to be quality, because it's just going to make your life easier. Using poor quality things, yes, they're cheap, but you're going to struggle. You're going to be sitting there and the gel pads aren't going to be sticky, the lashes aren't going to fan nicely, the tweezers don't have a good biting point. It's just going to be a struggle. So you're setting yourself up for failure, and your clients are going to get subpar lashes as well. So it's a lose-lose really. You might be spending less on the products, but because you're producing subpar results, you're not going to get the clients to the door because they don't want to buy that stuff. So rather invest in a little bit more and create a larger clientele and make more money. Another thing that relates to integrity, you want to be providing the best of the best. You don't just want to be taking people's money and, maxing your profits. Of course, that's important in a business, but do things with integrity. Still provide people with something that's amazing so that you create returning clientele and you create a good reputation for yourself and your brand. So those are the 7 things that I did when it came to running my business. Most of them I did implement from the jump. A few things I learned over time. This was the first business that I ever ran, and it was a learning curve, but I've been now running my business coming up to 6 years now. I've grown in so many ways. I've expanded to teaching. I've got online products like ebooks and online courses. I've now got the YouTube channel. And honestly, these are a few of the pillars that have held my business and helps maintain its success while growing it. Hey, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think and if you're currently implementing these tips with your business already, or if you have any questions.